Are you done yet?
No, I'm not done. We can still talk.
We can hear the bleeps and bloops, and you're distracted. Just finish. Finish.
Literally fucking trying.
I know you're trying to finish. It's a little hard sometimes.
Why buy a comic that might cost more than a dime? Come meet the brothers who are here to waste your time. Welcome back to the Dime Bros podcast. I'm your host, Jacob, joined by my co-host, Collin, and my other co-host, Spencer.
Yeah.
Fuck you.
You deserve it. You were like, no, I'm fine. We can do the show. Well, I'm doing it. Yeah.
Welcome back to the Dime Bros podcast. I'm your host, Collin.
I'm cutting it. I'm cutting it.
Fuck you.
You don't get it.
Fuck you, censorship. Fuck you and the government. Censoring my comics.
You work for the government, dumbass.
Fuck them.
Now we're coming in very hot.
That's because we're excited.
Well, yes.
I'm excited.
Collin is always excited because we're here.
We're
He's
just
very aroused.
three broke dudes sitting around a microphone talking comics and comic movies and comic TV shows and comic books and comic posters and comic
Boobies.
Yeah, comic boobies.
And politics.
Shut the fuck up.
Get out! Who invited you?
Myself.
It is a news week.
It is a news week.
And there's not a whole lot of news, but the news segments themselves are freaking huge. They're huge!
We've had a few of them lately that have been like this. There's been like 6 stories, but they're all chunky.
Yeah, they're chunky. I'm looking forward to San Diego Comic-Con coming up.
Oh, yeah? Yeah, Marvel's going back to Hall H. They haven't been there in like 6 years. Yeah. That looks nice. Collin, are you excited about San Diego Comic-Con?
No.
Wow.
He should be. He was telling me before you got here. He was like, there's this artist that I follow on Instagram like crazy, and he got me back into drawing, and I love his art so much. And then we sit down, and he pulls up Instagram, and the dude's like, hey, so I'm selling my brand new book at San Diego Comic-Con, and then after Comic-Con, it's going on my website. And that's when Collin came.
Yeah, I'm gonna wait for it to go on his website.
Wow. So, starting off with news that is not related to Collin and his pleasure centers, HBO Max and WB released the first teaser and poster for Harley Quinn Season 3, which is coming on July 28th. Collin is also coming. I am very excited for this. I've been waiting. It's been like 2 years now since Season 2 dropped.
It was
been
a fun trailer. Yeah. I liked the song choice, Bad Reputation by Joan Jett. That was a good pick.
Love that song.
Yeah,
it's a pretty good cover, too.
It's nice punk rock, and it fits with the aesthetic of the show.
I'm actually interested in what the plot's going to be, which is ironic for this show, whereas the plot's not terribly relevant. Like, the first half is all the chemistry and romance build-up, and then the second half has a lot of flashes of a bunch of different shenanigans.
Boobies.
So lots of Batman. I'm very interested in where that's going to be going.
So, exclusive from HollywoodReporter.com, Nigerian-American filmmaker Julius Ona, perhaps best known for helming the 2018 thriller The Cloverfield Paradox, will direct the 4th installment of the Captain America film franchise for Marvel Studios. Anthony Mackie is starring in the feature, reprising his longtime Marvel character of Sam Wilson, but not, however, Wilson's longtime ego and Captain America's sidekick, Falcon.
Alter ego.
Wilson's longtime alter ego and Captain America's sidekick, Falcon. That is thanks to the events of 2021's Marvel Disney Plus series Falcon and the Winter Soldier, which saw Wilson, after much self-doubt, finally accepted the shield and mantle of Captain America. It's not known what the path of the character will be next, but something thought-provoking is likely. Malcolm Spellman, the creator and head writer of Winter Soldier, is penning the script with Dallin Musan, a staff writer on the show.
So
nice.
The fact that he's the movie that he's quote unquote best known for was not good.
No, that's a big oof.
But the fact that they're leaning with that is just because it's a blockbuster movie. He actually directed a movie in 2019 called Loose. It's freaking phenomenal. It's a drama. It's also a very cinema political and social commentary movie.
Oh my gosh.
well, what the fuck do you... Yeah, exactly. So it works. The Cloverfield paradox was most certainly, I think, mostly screwed over by the fact that it was ham-fisted into being a Cloverfield movie.
Yep.
And it was clearly, like, reshot and edited to hell.
Yep.
It didn't look horrible. I'll definitely give it that.
Also, same writer as Winter Soldier. That has me excited.
Yep. A lot of the, I believe a lot of the casting crew otherwise is carrying over from Falcon and the Winter Soldier, which was kind of mid, but the people that are getting carried over seem like they're the ones who gave a crap, so that's good.
So, you've been trying to figure out where Marvel is going. What different plot threads they're doing.
Okay, so we got a
Secret Invasion,
Secret Wars, which is the big spacey reality multiverse stuff.
You got the mystical stuff. With Doctor Strange,
which is the same lane. It's the space and magic stuff. Okay. And then so that's the Secret Wars build-up stuff.
Okay.
Which is involving Kang and blah blah. And then we have Secret Invasion, which they're really downplaying by turning it into a series, but I'm okay with that. Just the Skrull follow-up stuff. And then we have all the Earth-based things. We have Armor Wars, Ironheart, more Captain America movies, and all that sort of fun stuff.
That's what I was going to ask, is where do you think they're going to go with this? Obviously, it's Earth-based, but...
I don't think they're building up to any sort of major crossover or event. I think Armor Wars is going to have a fair few characters in it, but that's primarily being held by Rhodey. So I think they're not really building up to like not for now. We have build up for some things further down. Sorry, my brain is shitting itself. Holy fuck.
His brain shitted itself.
His brain shitted itself.
His brain shat itself.
His brain is shitting
it just
in his pants.
Flows so much better. Shitted itself.
Yeah, shitted.
Is tough.
It's funny.
His brain shat itself.
But it's funny.
Smooth.
But shitted.
Unlike my shit. Not smooth.
Your brain is smooth.
I think it's going to be a smaller Avengers movie against the Thunderbolts at some point. I think further down the line. I think they should push that out beyond Secret Wars, whatever they're doing there, which wouldn't make any sense timeline-wise, but I don't really care. They're clearly more invested in the multiversal smashing stuff than they are the Earth-based stuff. So I think having a much smaller Avengers movie with a smaller team of mostly newbies would be way more interesting.
Noobs.
Yeah, exactly. There's just more there, and then have them go up against actual characters like the Thunderbolts, which they are doing, instead of,
So you think the Thunderbolts
Mega
will be
Army.
The villain?
I have to check myself.
Whoa!
Definitely cut that out.
Why?
That's gross.
Let's go at the end.
Oh, Collin farted so hard, but he might have sharted.
Thank you.
Shitted in his pants.
I'm shitting in my
I'm gonna
pants.
shit in Collin's pants.
So you think the Thunderbolts will be the villain?
But something along those lines. Maybe it'll be some sort of a team-up movie. I don't know. But we have a Thunderbolts movie confirmed to be in the works. We've built up a bunch of those characters. We have a lot of new or newer Avengers. So we have Hawkeye, Ms. Marvel, Spider-Man, sadly, Falcon. I don't know what they're going to do with Winter Soldier.
I was wondering that too.
They could take him in a lot of different directions,
yep.
Which is cool. The potentially inevitable passing of the Black Panther mantle onto somebody else in Wakanda, or at least following those characters more. Like, they'll probably even if Shuri doesn't become the Black Panther, if Marvel wants to keep working with the actress, which is contentious, they might just stick her in the Avengers anyways, just because she's a younger character that people seem to like.
You're good, come in.
Come in!
Did you shart? Did you shart?
He does.
Yeah!
My cheeks caught it. Once I felt that one,
oh shit! I shitted!
I just can't fart for the rest of the recording or I have to shit.
Good, don't do that.
Alright.
Shit in your mouth, Spencer.
Do you want to break this one up or no?
Nah, I got it.
Okay.
Oh,
Good.
But I want to hear Collin sing the song first.
I shitted in my pants!
From IGN.com. Scott Snyder has become one of the most recognizable names in the comic book industry thanks to his best-selling work on titles like Batman and Justice League. But lately, Snyder has been focusing his efforts on his personal imprint, Best Jacket with 2 T's, Press, and a new wave of creator-owned comics. Just in time for Comic-Con, Snyder is set to launch a new trio of digital-first books as part of the Comixology Originals program. All 3 series will debut on July 19th, just ahead of the start of SDCC. As with all Comixology original titles, these books are free to read for subscribers of Comixology Unlimited, Kindle Unlimited, and Prime Reading, and they can also be purchased individually. So, we have Canary, with the creative team of Scott Snyder, Dan Panosian, and Richard Starkings for 7 issues. Snyder is returning to the horror genre and teaming up with hardcore artist Dan Panosian. Canary is a Wild West-themed horror story, one where a deadly shooting leads to an even darker mystery inside a collapsed mine. What evil lurks 666 feet underground? Barnstormers, Scott Snyder again, Tula Lotte D. Cuniff, and Richard Starkings again for 5 issues. This limited series reunites Snyder with All-Star Batman and chain artist Tula Lotte. Set just after the end of World War I, Barnstormers combines romance and dogfighting action in a story that evokes the infamous criminal duo Bonnie and Clyde. And then the last one is Dudley Datsun and the Forever Machine by Scott Snyder, Jamal Jamal Eagle. Juan Castro, Chris Sotomayor, and Tom Napolitano for 5 issues. Snyder is teaming with Supergirl artist Jamal Eagle for a sci-fi series about an aspiring inventor who might just be his own worst enemy. Dudley Datsun dreams of becoming the next Albert Einstein, but he may have bitten off more than he can chew after building a device that allows him to control time and space. Basically, Scott Snyder sold out his name to Amazon, and he's making his own company, and hopefully that's a good thing, and he'll be the next Image or Dark Horse or something.
I mean, the stories that he's done so far have been pretty good by what I've heard. I haven't gotten to them yet, but Canary in particular looks very interesting to me.
Scary comics. Spooky. Scary. Although the 666 thing is a bit lame.
Yeah, that's it. It's overused as hell, but from Marvel.com, this October, acclaimed writers and artists throughout the comic book industry will come together to highlight the rich tapestry of the Black Panther's homeland like never before in Wakanda, a brand new limited series. Spinning out of recent events in John Ridley's epic run on Black Panther, T'Challa is no longer welcome in the land he once ruled. What is this proud nation without its king? This exciting new miniseries answers that question and more as each issue spotlights a different fan-favorite Wakandan character as they rise up to protect their great nation and exciting new stories by a wide range of creators. In Wakanda #1, writer Stephanie Williams and artist Paco Medina will start things off with an in-depth tale about T'Challa's genius younger sister and former Black Panther Shuri. Shuri proves that being without the Black Panther doesn't mean Wakanda is without heroes to protect it, and that is a reason she too once wielded the power. I've been such a huge fan of the Black Panther over the years, especially the evolution and expansion of the women of Wakanda. It's truly an honor to kick off the new series with the Shuri story I wrote. I hope I can add to her and Wakanda's already impressive lore. Each issue of Wakanda will also contain a history of the Black Panther's backup story by writer Evan Narcisse and artist Natasha Bustos. I'm horrible with names. Providing for the first time anywhere a definitive overview of all the Wakandans who have held the mantle of the Black Panther. Honestly, the backup stories sound way more interesting to me, but I'm a sucker for like anthologies, so I'll buy it. Collin, you should make a noise.
I don't know if I've ever read a Black Panther book.
Really?
Me neither.
The past 10 years have been really good.
Where a good starting point
I will find you a good starting point.
From me, good starting point, Daddy.
Especially if I can borrow it from you.
I don't own any. Not yet. Wait, I have a couple of the miniseries. I have one which is a crossover with Captain America. That one was really fun.
Ooh.
That was very early T'Challa days.
I listened to a podcast yesterday where Collin's daddy, Daniel Warren Johnson, was being interviewed, and it made me realize that I need to borrow Murder Falcon from Collin, man.
It's very good. Much good metal cummies.
We'll get into that later.
Oh, we're going to get into that, I'm sure.
Yes. We're going to get so deep into the metal gummies.
Nice.
Collin, please read the next article.
Metal cummies! Shards up my ass!
What the fuck?
From Marvel.com, the end of the Spider-Verse is upon us. In the aftermath of Edge of Spider-Verse, the upcoming limited series that explores and introduces superheroes from across the multiverse, comes a new ongoing series by two of Spider-Man's most legendary creators, Dan Slott and Mark Bagley. Just in time for Spider-Man's 60th anniversary, the two Spidey masterminds will be teaming up for the first time on the web slinger to unleash the full potential of the Spider-Verse and its beloved heroes in Spider-Man #1. The new saga will kick off when a threat emerges that will change the fate of Peter Parker and all his fellow Spider icons such as Spider-Woman, Ghost Spider, Miles Morales, Silk, and more, including the new heroes that will debut in Edge of Spider-Verse. The series will also tie directly into the events of Zeb Wells and John Romita Jr.'s Amazing Spider-Man run, picking up plot elements such as Spidey's new costume and his mysterious association with Norman Osborn. Ooh. Morlun is back, and he is not alone. Allied with one of the most powerful beings known to the Spider-Verse, the scariest Spider-Villain of all time is making his biggest play, and no Spider is safe. Especially not the chosen Spider himself, Peter Parker. With Peter working for Norman Osborn and using a glider, does he have it coming? Here's what Slott had to say about his grand return to Spider-Man. How does it feel? Here's what Slott... Wow. Here's what Slutman said. Here's what Slott said.
Say it again.
Breathe.
Here's what... Shut the fuck up. Here's what Slott had to say about his grand return to Spider-Man. Quote, how does it feel to be writing Spider-Man again? Like I'm home, like there's nowhere else I'd rather be. How does it feel to be working on it with Mark Bagley, one of the greatest Spidey icons of all time? Honored, excited, and unstoppable. Mark and I are two guys who live to tell Spider-Man stories. Cut us and we bleed Spider-Man. And now Marvel has entrusted the two of us to bring back their monthly adjectiveless... What the fuck?
Adjectiveless.
Adjectiveless?
Yes, because it's just called Spider-Man, not The Amazing or The Spectacular.
Their monthly adjectiveless Spider-Man.
Spooderman!
And title. That was gay sounding.
So...
Adjectiveless.
I don't like most of Dan Slott's work on Spider-Man, but it is nice that they're letting him come back to kind of wrap up the stuff that he was doing. That's nice. Mark Bagley is always a win, even when he kind of mails it in sometimes.
So, what did Slotman write?
Like 15 years worth of Spider-Man.
Everything.
It would have been 2000... He picked it up after J. Michael Straczynski, so I believe Slott was doing it from like late 2000s to like 2015. Mm-hmm. And then Nick Spencer took over from 2015 up until very recently. He just finished his run. That was really good. And then the current Amazing Spider-Man run is done by Zeb Wells and John Romita Jr. I haven't been hearing good things.
Yeah, that's because it's JRJ.
No, I mean Zeb Wells. Like, apparently the writing's not very good either, but that's what I've been told. So it's pretty normal for there to be two ongoing Spider-Man series, so...
Okay.
It's cool or whatever.
I think I've read...
I'll check it out once it's done, and I'll read it in order, because I do not hate all of Dan Slott's stuff.
I've read...
And I'm a sucker for pain.
The Noir books, and Life Story, and Clone Conspiracy collected trade paperback. That's it. That's my Spider-Man. My experience with Spider-Man.
My experience with Spider-Man is pretty much Spider-Man's life story and Superior Spider-Man. Other than like what I do know from just
cultural osmosis.
Pretty much.
My favorite term in the world.
Cultural osmosis up my asshole.
Yes.
The occasional
research.
Every week, I find a new podcast or whatever, and I'm like, man, these guys are so chill and laid back, and they're just so positive to each other. Like, yeah, nice job, man. That was a great review. And then we come here, and
You're supposed to be
Collin-
hitting me back.
Oh fuck!
and then Colin's talking about metal cummies and shards up his ass. It's like,
Colin Spencer, shut the fuck up!
Yeah.
Let me go! I know, I've listened to other people's podcasts and they're so like chill and whatever, and what the fuck are we? Fucking children.
So, aside from all of that, absolute insanity, Jacob, what sort of shenanigans have you been up to this week?
We have a common topic this week.
Oh, okay, we do?
We do.
Oh, we do? I'm
Yes.
scared.
Are you ready?
I don't know, am I?
3, 2,
No.
1.
No. We have a very exciting night tonight, folks. We got 3 in the ring.
Oh my God.
They're all gonna do a powerbomb.
My fucking word.
Jacob.
Yes.
I hate you.
I love you, Jacob.
Yes, so we all read Do A Powerbomb issue 1 by Daniel Warren Daddy Johnson.
Yes.
He knows how to draw a MILF.
Oh my god.
Every time. Booba. We're gonna talk about this, but Booba.
Literally though.
Colored by Mike Spicer as usual.
Of course, it's always Mike Spicer or
always
that
is.
other guy. Oh, it's either Mike Spicer or David Stewart.
Dave Stewart is like a king, and Mike Spicer is working his way the fuck up. He does great work. Anyways,
I know, but it's just those two all the time.
so I don't like wrestling.
Nope.
Me neither.
Whether quote unquote professional real wrestling or quote unquote fake WWE, I don't care for either one terribly much. But I guess I do now.
Me
because
same.
this was cool.
This is so cool because it doesn't matter if it's real or fake in this comic. That's not the point of the comic. The point is the cool moves and the story behind the people in the ring. So,
Yes.
like, you have some exciting fights and panels and stuff, but that's not the point of the story. It's there to look cool, and it does, and then that's that.
It's giving me, not like this means much, but it's giving me a strong Murder Falcon feel in terms of the beginning,
Yeah.
starting off with like a mildly lame protagonist with parental problems, but I'm gonna like the book by the time it's done.
Yeah.
It's like that's the thing with Daniel Warren Johnson books pretty much all across the board, is that he's really good at making this weird premise interesting and then being like, hey, this protagonist sucks. You're gonna like him.
So that was something I really liked in the interview I listened to yesterday, is that with Murder Falcon and now with Do A Powerbomb, he's just taking things that he loves and he's trying to make a gateway drug, basically, something that people who don't know anything about the topic will learn to love about it, and it'll get them interested in metal or wrestling or something. So
Yeah,
Very,
he also
very
talks
cool.
about that in the end of the back
Yeah,
of the
yeah.
book, which also features a quote from Chris Pierce from Comic Tropes, a fellow person on YouTube. So that was nice. It gave me happy feels. Okay.
so yeah.
What is it with Daniel Warren Johnson and strong women as his characters? I'm not sure what's going on there, but I like it.
I love it.
This is like the 4th time or something. What's up with that, buddy?
I really love how I actually didn't expect this comic to go into the mystical end, which I should have, because it's Daniel Warren Johnson. It's always mystical, but it was just unexpected, but very welcomed. I loved it. So I love that. We're going to go into this mystical feel, kind of like metal with Murder Falcon. And also, this is the only time I've actually really enjoyed a 2-page spread of a splash page. Most of them get cut off all the time because artists don't actually... A lot of artists, it seems like they don't give a shit and they know it's going to get cut off, and then their faces are fucked up. Like, they put a face in the middle and it's 2 pages. Like,
Oh,
what
so
the fuck
you're
is this?
talking about gutter laws.
Yes.
Okay. I'm just trying to grasp what you're saying.
Yeah, so, like, the gutter laws, and Daniel's like, I can fix this. Let's not draw anything right in there.
Yes.
And just have it rent the normal background stuff, and then have the 2 main things on separate pages. Oh, what a concept.
I know, right? I
Love him.
like the fact that it's Japanese pro wrestling.
Yeah, that's so cool.
It's just it's inherently more interesting because it's something that's more foreign to me. It sounds bad, but like there's more to the world here than just what I could see by turning on my TV by watching like WWE. Like there's more texture to the world. It seems to be more actual real. It's real.
On.
It seems like it's actually real wrestling for one, but like it just has a different flavor. You know. Also, the mom dying, big fat rip. That's a bad injury to get.
I got chills when I read that. Oh, don't give us that. Just say it.
From page 1. I feel bad for saying this, but from page 1, I was like, oh, she gonna die.
Yeah,
Because she was being so sweet and sappy with her family, and it was like...
This woman's clearly not the one on the main cover. I bet it's her kid. This one's gonna die.
Well, that's not fair. We all bought the variant cover.
Well, of course we bought the Jetpack variant cover. Maybe I have both. Fuck you.
So yeah, it was no surprise, but it still hit hard because I kind of expected the bad guy who came out and was like, yeah, I'm very bad. I'm a bad guy. And it's like, oh yeah, I don't like you. I thought he was going to do something bad to her, but it turned out to just be an accident. And so it was very, very sad.
Oh yeah, I'm getting chills again because I just reading. I'm like, oh, he's just playing a character. He didn't actually mean to do anything.
Yeah, it's wrestling.
That's
I
know.
Like the point.
I know.
And it's so.
And I love this.
Imagine having that on your conscience. You fucked up a move so bad on accident, like just slipping.
That happens
killed someone
in wrestling all the time.
That's rough.
And, probably the best thing, the thing that stuck with me the most in this book was that one little frame where his foot slips. Like it's I want to say it's subtle, but it's not. It's right there, but
it shows how little, like how little
a slight misstep.
The margins are so small for something like that. That was a gut drop. Once I saw the foot, I was like, oh, I know what's coming.
Yeah. Gross.
Well, I guess I'm the only one that didn't notice that there was a different wrestler on the cover page.
No, me either.
I was looking for all the people. Did you guys notice what's his face from Murder Falcon?
Yes.
Main characters in the background of the whole book.
I haven't read Murder Falcon.
Murder Falcon.
Oh, well, the main characters in the book.
I need to borrow your copy.
I love it when artists reference their own stuff.
I love that.
So self-indulgent in a way that I enjoy.
When he does Beta Ray Bill, he has has a little bit of like a room in the spaceship of him, and it's his like little room of drawing and everything.
Cool.
And he's also got his other characters in the spaceship of Beta Ray Bill. I looked through the whole thing. I'm like, I see everything. And I saw him. I'm like, that's awesome. I love him.
The little goblin man. I see it all.
I see everything.
I see it.
I see it.
Much enjoy.
Issue number 1 is $4. I do not see a reason why people aren't buying this.
No.
That is cheap for a single issue.
Go buy
and
it.
It is so good.
Mm-hmm.
Is this a monthly title, right?
I don't know. I think so.
Pretty sure it's a monthly title. So we should have another one coming out in like 2 weeks.
Think it's a 6-issue run.
I think so.
I need more right now.
Well, why don't you just call up our good friend Daniel Warren Johnson and get advance copies?
I can't. I'm not that good friends with him. I haven't talked to him in 2 years.
Show him his artwork while you're at it.
We will be getting.
Show him my artwork.
Yeah.
We're gonna be getting in contact with him shortly. Don't worry about it. Don't worry.
I might email him myself.
He interviews so well.
Mm-hmm.
I was so surprised.
Chill.
Yeah,
he knows his shit off the top of his head. He's just. It was like this random this metal cover from '65 or whatever.
He sounded so easy to talk to. It's cool.
The fact that you weren't there for that day is so sad.
I know. All right, I read.
Oh yeah, Jacob, just take the lead. Why don't you?
You gave me the lead. Leave it to Collin to get turned on by that.
So Jacob, what have you been reading?
Just random cut. I read the first volume of The Department of Truth. This number.
Fuck.
That was jerking off two dudes and sucking himself off.
Okay, Tuscan Raider. Fuck.
Sorry, try that again. That was my tongue flapping around in my mouth.
The Department of Truth, Volume 1, The End of the World. Written by James Tynion.
He's Tynan.
He's a
The
tiny
fourth.
man.
That's what I thought, but they didn't have the fourth on the cover. James Tynion the fourth. Arted by Martin Simons. And that's it for the credits that I want to get into. Everybody else can suck my nuts. So, this is kind of like X-Files or Men in Black or real conspiracy shit. Good
The
shitty
Feds.
stuff. They don't exist. And they...
Sir, the Men in Black exist. I own their comic books. They're real.
Whoa, you're right.
It's a documentary.
I saw the movie, the first one. Everything else is...
I liked 3. I have a soft spot for 3.
Four
Four was garbage. 4
Yeah,
was garbage.
4 was hot trash. 2's okay.
The stinking casting was really good for that too, which is more why I was even more disappointed. Is I thought they had good chemistry for that.
Yeah.
Anyways,
No, the
Department of Lies.
Men in Black are real. I'm not exactly sure what the Department of Truth is trying to accomplish. If they're trying to cover the truth or make the truth or make a different truth. We're not exactly sure. That's part of the story in the book. There's this dude that is at a convention, and the convention people are like, oh, you're one of us. So they bring him to the edge of the world, maybe, because the world is flat, but probably not. And then that's when the Department of Truth picks him up, and they're like, yeah, you know your shit, you can work for us. The artwork feels very similar most of the time to the original Arkham Asylum. There's a lot of scary, heavy charcoal, I guess, and everything's obscured. And it's hard to tell. It's very hot. But there's
so good, so tasty,
So good and tasty. Oh.
But there's also beautiful artwork like this at the edge of the world, maybe, but probably not, where it's very colorful and there's spheres and stars and stuff.
Spheres and stars.
I got huge Matrix vibes because there's the woman in the red dress, and we're not exactly sure what she does. That felt great. She's also very spooky. She has a spooky effect and it's scary. There's a demon that's chasing around the guy that gets picked up by the Department of Truth. I read the first issue. There's 5 issues in this first trade paperback. Read the first issue, closed the book, because I was going to do something else. And I just sat there smiling, grinning to myself like an idiot. Because it...
Jacob can smile?
Jacob smiles?
Sometimes.
No way.
Sometimes I don't fake it. I immediately continued to read the rest of the book because I had to know more. I really, 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 really enjoyed this. I love X-Files. I love Men in Black. I love conspiracy theories. Just as fun wastes of time, I don't really care what the truth is most of the time. Because it's just dumb, useless stuff. The one thing I had against this book... Let me find it. Hold the phone. Chapter 3 is about a school shooting. And the conspiracy is that politicians hired an actor to be the mom and an acting kid to play the dead kid that died in the school shooting. And the government disappeared the kid. And the mom is there all upset because the kid died And
So it's a false flag operation.
yeah.
That's
and
really
they're
weird for
trying-
Tynan.
They're trying... The point of these actors is to have stronger gun control. This is the conspiracy that he's working with. The issue... I read it 3 times because the Department of Truth comes in and the action, the movements aren't very clear. There's clearly a body, but I can't tell if it's alive or dead, if it's the kid or if it's the mom. I couldn't tell what actually happened. If it was an actual shooting or if it was an actor. The issue did not take a stance as far as I could tell. And it was so muddy that it didn't make sense. I didn't understand what the Department of Truth did to cover up or make truth or shine light on the truth. I don't know. But it was really, really close to being insensitive about school shootings.
Yeah, it sounds like it might have been executed in poor taste.
Yeah, that one was rough. But the rest of it was great. Ronald Reagan and JFK getting shot. I guess I'll go with a spoiler. It's at the end of the first issue. The head of the Department of Truth is Lee Harvey Oswald.
Oh boy.
Yeah. This book was so much fun. I cannot wait to read more. I picked it up. No, wait. Cover price is $10, and I got it for $4.
That's a steal.
Yep. Honestly, it was because of the steal that I picked this up. I had no idea what it was. I was like, this looks so political and gross, but it's $4. I'll read it. And I turned out to love it. So
I'm so proud of you, Jacob.
No. Do you want to read it?
At some point, yeah. I've heard many, many good things. I haven't gotten to it yet.
Spencer met me at a bar
I did meet you at a bar.
sometime this week, and I was like, so I read a very political comic, and he was like, what? And I'm like,
That's very strange.
I took a big sippy. Just like, I gotta.
and I was like, and I loved it, and he didn't believe me.
And then I drank a whole gallon of rum because that sounds preposterous. Collin.
Of course. So I'm going to be talking this in halves.
Ooh.
So half this week, half next week because it's not finished. But
Yeah.
I started reading Strange Adventures.
Oh.
Written by Tom King and drawn by Mitch Gerard.
Oh! DC Black Label book.
It is a DC Black Label book, and I saw people talking about it on the internet one time because someone was saying how funny it is that his gun works. Because his gun, the sound effects it makes, it goes pew pew, and then when it lands, it goes blam blam, and explodes everything.
I love pew pew guns.
Me too. And so I was at Jetpack just wandering around, and then I saw these single issues for these. I'm like, oh, maybe I'll collect these. And I'm like, wait, I don't know how long this is running. I have no idea about this other than that one thing I heard. So I checked around the corner, and I saw there was a full collection.
I was gonna say, you don't
Trade.
just stand there in the store and Google it. How many trades in this?
Well, my phone was fucked.
Oh, I see.
I didn't get my new phone yet.
That's why you go to the counter and you go,
I want to know.
Rich, Daddy, Dad,
No, I
Dad.
gotta talk to them like I know what I'm talking about. I don't want to ask too many questions because then I look stupid, and I'm not. Because I'm a part of a fucking comic book podcast. Okay.
They don't know that.
Yes,
they
they
don't
do.
know you.
Yes,
Yeah,
they do.
They literally do.
They do know me.
They know that you two jackasses are the ones I hang out with, so that's enough.
Yes.
Well, I've been playing this
our
all
faces are
wrong
fucking on
because I go to them like, Dad, I don't know about this. Can you help me? And they do.
So these
All of the daddies.
These are the same guys that worked on my favorite comic, Mr. Miracle. So of course I got to get into it. 'Cause
Of course.
The art style is fantastic. And so what the story is about, it's about Adam Strange and how he's back from the planet of Ron, and he's got this whole like conspiracy thing going on because he's trying to sign books because he wrote this memoir, and this one guy is freaking out because he's like, I know what you did on Raw, you're so awful, blah, 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 and it gets all around, and so what happens is Adam Strange is sick of it being talked about, and he goes to Batman. He's like, hey, I need someone to investigate me just to show that, like, I'm innocent and whatever, because I know I am, and I want us to be looked into. And Batman's
Did you say conspiracy theory?
Yes.
Did you say Batman?
I did say Batman.
Oh!
And so Batman has someone else, another detective, take the case instead because Batman's too close to it. He already knows. But Batman is slightly being manipulative at the same time. Of course, he's always that way. And this is figured out by none other than Mr. Terrific, the investigator of the whole comic. Yeah, and he's fucking cool. So I've always appreciated Mr. Terrific, but I'd never realized how cool he was until I got this book. Because he's got these orbs, the Terrific orbs or whatever, and they ask him questions all the time. And they keep asking him questions about random stuff like poetry, Shakespeare, stuff in Latin, stuff in Spanish, and he answers what they are. They talked about the Green Knight. Ask a question about that, and he explains the story.
Bro, I'm rock hard already.
Yeah, dude, it's fucking amazing. And he's just doing stuff, and then he says to the orb, eventually, he's like, ask me a question, ask me something I don't know. And the orb says, but you know everything, and everything that you don't know, you choose not to know. And he's like, then ask me a question. And the orb's like, what was the sex of the baby... what was the sex of the unborn child of your dead wife?
What the fuck?
Yeah, and like one of the issues ends on that. I'm like, holy fuck, I love this whole book. I love this book so much. So this whole book is about Adam Strange, and he's like, it's like this modern interpretation of this like old time like DC character, like B-lister, and they make it like Tom King's really good at making these guys look really cool. He's not good at making A-listers look cool, but he's good at making B-listers look cool. And so I haven't finished it, but so far, that's where I'm at. I'm like 5 or 6 issues in already, and I think there's a total of 11 or 12. It's really fucking good, and it makes me want to try to find some like Mr. Terrific comics, because that shit's so cool.
Dude, so hot.
It is very hot.
Very nice.
Oh. One last thing. It transitions in between 2 different art styles. There's like the normal one, like Mr. Miracle, where it's like semi-realistic, very textured style, and it goes to this like comic booky style whenever they're like it's a flashback onto like Ron, the planet of Ron. Whenever it's like, I don't know, it just talks about his time in the war, either from neutral perspective or if it's his own perspective, and I can't really tell yet, but fantastic. I love this book. Can't wait to finish it and talk about it next week.
Mega nice.
How much?
Okay, so I paid $39.99, $40,
40 buckaroos,
and it's well worth it so far.
How many issues?
I think it's like 12. I can't.
Sounds right. It should say on the back.
Does it?
It'll say like issues 1 through 12.
Where? Oh, 12 issue saga. Yep.
Dang, broski.
So good. Oh, love it. Spencer!
Yes?
What have you been consuming into your butt crack?
Okay, so because Jacob decided to have us all review one thing, I don't get to go with my original plan of reviewing all 3 seasons of The Boys this episode, but
I was gonna do that!
You got caught up?
Yeah!
Nice.
I stayed up a couple of days where I
was
just stayed up all night watching The Boys.
Well, then next week, we can tag team all 3 seasons as separate things, because that's what I wanted to do, is approach each one differently.
Yeah.
Nice.
Spit roast this.
How about you do 1 now, he can do 2 next round, and then you can do 3?
No.
All right, fine.
No.
My toes!
So, recently this week, I went to Jetpack, and I was bored and depressed and very tired. Nothing...
Cool story, bro.
I know, nothing really surprising. It was late, but not too late. I was by myself. My current roommate was occupied, so I was bored to tears. And I wanted a good recommendation because almost all of my comics are boxed up right now. So
That's why you were sad and depressed.
Yes, because I
Okay.
wanted something to read, but I didn't know what I wanted, and I didn't want to just pick up something to like continue what I've already been reading. I wanted something different and weird and new. So I talked to Kyle, and Kyle gave me a really, really good recommendation. I read Ant-Man World Hive. It is a 5-issue miniseries from 2020 written by Zeb Wells with pencils by Dylan Burnett. This is following a roughly 3-hour conversation with Kyle spanning all topics known to mankind, but it did start based off of this book. So basically, you know
Did
how...
you talk sex positions?
Yes.
Dang.
So you know how Ant-Man, the second Ant-Man, Scott Lang, is like, he's a washed up piece of crap, right? Maybe he's like
Yes.
So he's a bad dad. He's a lame bad dad. Right now he's literally homeless and living in an ant colony. It's very weird. So his kid has been a superhero for a few years now under various monikers. Currently she's going under Stinger, I believe. So they're like crime fighting partners, but she wants to go be part of the Avengers West Coast because, you know, the shitty West Coast Avengers are the only ones that'll take her. Anyways, Ant-Man is doing jobs for money at this point. He gets hired for a gig to help find some missing bees from a bee colony. And then it turns out that, you know, I don't know if you guys know this character, but there's this character, he's a Nazi from World War II, like an OG Nazi, but he's
Adolf Hitler.
No. He's a big cluster of bees in a cape / cloak. His name is Swarm. He's great. I have read other stories with him in it, but this is the most fun I've had with this character.
Yeah.
So it turns out that Swarm is stealing the bees, but not for bad, evil Nazi purposes for once, but because he needs to be stronger because there are other amalgamation characters of other insect people things that are going to kill him and other things that want to take over the world.
That dirty, rotten scoundrel.
But those other creatures, I don't remember their names. One of them's made out of like beetles. One of them's made out of wasps. One of them I think is made out of worms. They're pure forms basically. They're not made off of a human. They're just a collective hive mind of bugs that can speak. So they don't like Swarm because he's like a half-breed, I guess. So a bunch of shenanigans happen. There are bugs and bigger bugs and bigger bugs. And then it ends in a bug kaiju battle. I'm not joking.
It's fucking awesome.
It's fucking awesome. So Ant-Man is being a goofy goober and fighting big buggos.
Big buggos!
He improves his relationship with his daughter, much wholesome. The art here is phenomenal. I don't think I've seen anything from Dylan Burnett before, but he's a very simple art style with really, really good dynamic line work, and so the reason I got this book was because Kyle has this thing about style. He likes modernized old stuff. So like Michael Cho, like they're reminiscent of older types of art, but they're modern and done, recently. So they're sometimes a little stiff. They're really simple. They have like really strong line work. And this is one of those books, and that's why he recommended it to me. It's gorgeous. The colors are vibrant as hell. The designs are really nice. They're not overly complicated, but they're not so simple where it feels lazy. The pace is extremely brisk. It just feels sweet. And then it ends with a bug kaiju battle, whereas Ant-Man becomes a massive swarm of bugs. And then he fights other big swarms of bugs. It's so dumb, but
Does he win?
Love it. Yes, he wins.
Whoa.
No, Ant-Man literally dies.
Yes.
I really like these sorts of little, 4 or 5 issue miniseries that are it doesn't really impact the plot overall too much because it's usually for characters who can't, hold their own ongoing title. So it develops the background story, but then the adventure has no real ramifications on anything. It's they're these are not, small kaiju. These are, continent-sized kaiju. They're huge. But it doesn't impact anything. It's okay, it's over now. Nothing's ever going to address this, which is fun. It was $15. This, so worth it. One of the best recommendations I've been given in a very long time. Completely out of left field. Jacob, give me another book now.
I read B.P.R.D. Plague of Frogs, Volume 3.
Ooh.
Written by Collin's other daddy, Mike Mignola and John Arcudi. Art by Guy Davis. Colors by Dave Stewart.
Oh, Dave Stewart.
Dave Stewart.
Dave Stewart. I never thought I'd get to the point in my appreciation of art where I actually understand what colorists do and actually know them by name. I never thought I'd be here, but here I am.
Here we are. This has the Universal Machine 1 through 5, and then the Garden of Souls 1 through 5, and then Killing Ground 1 through 5. So Collin's gonna have to help me out on this one.
Oh dear.
Oh boy, what's wrong?
How can Collin help you?
The whole volume feels kind of scattered until the very end of the book. You've
does.
got different plot lines happening, and they kind of just happen concurrently, and there's like, you don't fully understand what's going on until the finale. Unless I read it wrong.
No,
'Cause I read it in a room full of talking people and was like, "Could you shut up?"
Yeah, literally. That's what I had to do for like all 4 of those. The third one,
Because you've got
Leave him too far
Captain or Colonel or whatever his
yeah, you have
face.
Colonel
Daimyo.
Scarface,
Yeah,
Daimyo,
Scarface. He's kind of being a big grumpy doo-doo head.
Like always.
You've got not Kate, but the blonde bitch. What's her name?
The blonde bitch with the big dumpy?
Blonde
the,
mummy?
The blonde bitch. And the new guy, I don't really recognize him from the last book.
He was a minor he's a minor character that they like asked information about. Like he's a bookworm guy.
Yeah.
So they asked him bookworm things, and I think it was like over the phone or something, and now he's like there.
Gotcha. He's moved up.
Yeah.
Because the homunculus died. So
Yeah.
he took his place.
Yeah.
Now they
How
are
many times has he died, though? To be
in Transylvania. No, he's dead.
he's dead?
He's
Yo,
dead.
yeah.
That's a
No.
huge piece of this book, is that he's dead.
Aw.
So the blonde bitch and the new guy go to Transylvania or whatever and find a book guy because they've heard about this book that might bring back the homunculus.
So, back to like your scattered comic for a second there.
Yeah.
I feel like it gets scattered after the Roger sequence. That's when it gets scattered. Besides
No, 'cause
that,
you've got Abe doing something like the whole time.
I feel like that's still like a part of it all because he's still looking for.
You've got Daimyo and Kate and the German spirit guy in the cafeteria for half the book.
He's still working on. They're all still talking about the Roger stuff. It's all still like Roger stuff.
They do a lot of backstory. They're like, "Oh, Kate, what's your backstory? Ah, German spirit guy, what's your backstory? Captain Daimyo, what's your story? Yeah, fuck off."
Yeah.
So I don't know.
I think it's all pretty like straightforward until you get to the end of the Roger stuff where Roger's like, "No, don't bring me back to life. I'm fine." Which was really nice because it was drawn by Mike.
That was the really, really cool thing, is that German spirit guy is like, should we even bring back Roger? And he goes and meets Roger, and Roger's like, "Nah, man, I'm good."
No, Spirit Guy was always fighting like, he's not dead.
Yeah.
I'm gonna bring him back to life, blah blah blah, because he wanted to, and then he went to go talk to him.
Right.
And Roger's like, "No, it's very peaceful
They
here."
couldn't get the book,
Yeah.
so he talks to
Magic
Roger's spirit.
Magic book? I love magic books. Books are magic.
I did
They are
notice.
magic.
All books are magic.
I love that so much.
That's
look at that.
because
Spencer, look
it's
at
drawn
it.
by
Look at
Mike.
It's so good and tasty.
So good.
I'm gonna give you paper cut in between your toes.
If you do that,
Kate's-
I will smack you.
Kate's got this weird dream thing happening through the whole thing, and that takes a long, long time to wrap up. It's just
That I feel like that's also where it starts getting confusing.
there were solid plot lines, and then there were real thin plot lines, and it eventually wrapped up quite nicely at the end, is the point. It ends with Daimyo having a problem, we'll say. And then the last frame is him facing a Wendigo.
Oh, Wendigo.
I love that.
What's his
And-
problem? Is he Braggers?
How'd you know?
I'm good at guessing.
No. He's kind of like a werewolf, but different.
It's a were-jaguar.
Yeah.
Oh.
And that was another...
It's actually
that's
really nasty looking in the upcoming books.
one of the things that didn't make sense is he's getting this weird acupuncture massage thing, and it's like, what? He was just in the cafeteria talking, and then he has this weird dream that comes to get him, and but they wrap it up. The afterword was good, and it was nice because the guy was like, oh, and if you're wondering what happens to Daimyo in that last frame when he's facing the Wendigo, good. And then that was the end of the afterword. It was like, oh, piss off! I don't like you. Where's my fourth book?
Yes. How much was it?
I didn't even consider price. Cover price is $25.
Dollar reduced.
I got it for $21. That's not bad.
That's not bad.
Wow.
Couple of bucks off. Oh, actually, I got it for nothing because I used credit card points. So there you go.
Hot.
Collin.
So I got back into anime, just a quick dabble, and I started watching Demon Slayer again.
Ooh.
But I finished the movie a while ago, and I probably talked about it, and now I'm on to like the second. They make it in like different series. Every anime is different. It's weird. They do like it's either this anime part 2, or it's just really season 2, or it's like this one has 2 separate series. But it's just season 2. It's not like it's just a new arc. It's the Entertainment District arc. And what it has to do with, of course, Demon Slayer, you fight demons, even though these demons act more like vampires. Everything about them has something to do with demons. They're just vampires. Which is kind of dumb, in my opinion. But it's this whole, like, our main character, I always forget their names, the main character with the red hair and the checkered black and green jacket is trying to figure out how to do this sword fighting style, and he's learning weird things about his dad that are like, wait, was he a demon slayer too, and he just never told us? And because they were like charcoal makers, and apparently they his secret heritage is like they're these sunblade warriors or whatever, which is like one of the most difficult sword fighting styles, and he's having a hard time trying to do it because every time he does it, he like it's like he doesn't breathe while he does it, and he doesn't realize he's not breathing, and then like when he realizes, he's like gasping for air and shit because he's just like pure willpower. But what I like about this is that he's not just like amazing at like immediately amazing, like he's working this. We're actually having a main character that's working to do this, but we do have side characters that are really good and like kind of OP. Like one of the other characters, he's like he has yellow hair and a yellow jacket, and he's like OP when he's sleeping. Like when he's asleep, he sleepwalks and he fights, and it's like a totally different character. He's like bipolar, or actually better yet, he has like multiple personalities, but just 2. And it's this character that's fighting the monsters when he's like asleep is also like his narrator in his head. And it's like this deeper voice, and when he actually talks, it's like this high pitched, like whiny baby voice. But this whole arc is about trying to find one of the not shinobis. That's Naruto.
Even I know that.
I know. I can't remember their names. There's this like group of really awesome Demon Slayer guys, and they're part of the Demon Slayer Corps, but they're like the top of the top, and one of them is trying to get people to help him, like 3 people, which are the 3 main characters, and he dresses them up as females because they're in the entertainment district, and he has them like intercept the like pleasure houses because his 3 wives haven't gotten back to him in so long because they're trying to track down the demons that are in the entertainment district and stuff like that. Straightforward story. It's just fun, and it's cool to see the action, and the art style is really nice. It's one of the only times I've ever seen like the 3D digital models of like animation with the art style painted onto the 3D model done well.
I get the 3D model thing, but painting over that sounds weird.
That means is just drawing over it, like in the art style, instead of like detail. Like, so think of like Disney movies; those are 3D.
Yeah.
But not drawn in like 3D style. It's like drawn with just flat colors and like the actual like.
Gotcha.
So it's the only time I've seen it done right, because whenever they do it, they have it in like they have it as a like background shot where like the character is walking in the background, is like far away. I can tell, like you can tell slightly, but it's way better than all the other ones I've ever seen. Mm-hmm. They do it well because you have to use it in the right situations. You can't just use it all the time because it just doesn't look good.
Right.
But it's a fun show. It's good to watch when you are sad and just want a goof.
What did you watch it on?
I watched it on Hulu.
Cool.
Yeah. I fucking hate Hulu.
Yep.
Yeah, it's like the worst one.
It is the worst one.
They have some really good original
Tubi
stuff,
is better.
but their physical app is garbage.
Yeah, it is. It sucks ass because it's... You have to pay just to get it, and you have to pay more just to get rid of the ads, and then more to get rid of all the ads. It's shit.
Yes.
So much ads. Spencer, what have you
Wrap us up, big guy.
reading? Consuming your butthole. Again.
Oh, you're thinking big.
You're not big.
Shut up, Collin.
Your head is big.
Lightweight.
Wrestle right now. Do a power
I'm gonna
bomb.
shit in your mouth.
Collin, who's always drunk whenever I show up? You.
Who's the one that always throws up when he drinks? You.
It's not every time.
Yes, it is!
When I get drunk, yes. I don't get drunk that often.
Wrap us up.
Okay. My dick's bigger.
My dick's harder.
When I piss, it's fried chicken. The fuck? In the making.
Oh.
I just want to push it out. You just wait. I don't wait for nobody. I live in my own piss.
I don't wait for my own dick.
I don't even wait for my own fucking dick to get rock hard. I slap it and it goes bing. I control that shit. I'm peak physical man.
Okay. So I read Batman Urban Legends Volume 2, which collects like 10 stories from the Urban Legends books. So the thing about the Urban Legends books in particular is it's not each issue is its own story or anthology, is they're all various lengths and they all overlap with each other, which means you can't buy the issues individually just to get one story. It's a marketing thing.
Wow.
So like you get like this one story is over 4 issues and then this other one's over 5 issues and it overlaps with the other one, so it bleeds into the next book. Like it's a strategy, but the collected editions are put together in their correct story orders, and they're all together, and they read like normal stories, which is nice. So this one is mostly from issues 6 through 10, but it's all over the place. So this includes stories about the Outsiders, which is the current lineup includes Black Lightning, Katana, The Signal.
Fuck! I lost my toy.
Another character whose name I can never remember. You know the shapeshifter who is like purple and orange?
Oh, Matt. It starts with M.
Yeah, I don't remember his name, but anyway.
Mephisto.
No.
Morph.
Yeah,
Yeah.
whatever the heck.
I know what you're talking
Yeah,
about.
you're right.
Okay, so there's 2 outsider stories. One of them is just fine. It's nothing really of note. The other one is really cool. It is set around a potential future of the Fear State, whereas they have to do time travel. Black Lightning dies and is imbued into Katana's sword, and he gets sent back in time. It's so freaking cool.
Where were you when Black Lightning killed?
Yes. This story has a lot of investment in Signal, the one of the most recent Batman children, who is really cool. I'm glad that he's finally getting his dues. There's been a few good stories about him lately, which is nice. There's a few different Robin stories. It includes the Tim Drake gay story, which was fine. It also includes my favorite Tim Drake story so far, where it's just Batman and Tim Drake around Christmas, just like kind of just chilling.
Metamorpho.
Thank you. It's really nice. The art's really pretty. It's Tim's first conversation with Batman about the whole Lamau gay thing.
I'm gay, father.
Yeah,
nice.
Batman's literally like, does he make you happy? He's like, yep. He's like, cool. I don't care. It's the most Batman way of handling it. It's great. But it's around Christmas, and it's just them kind of talking. They deal with some like random people. There's nothing really to it, but it's a nice little story. There's one story about the Batgirls, which is really cool. There is an Oracle / Batgirl story, which was fine. There's a Batwoman story, which I thought was the weakest one in the book, which was kind of disappointing because I do really like Kathy Kane. There's an Azrael story. Jacob, you're supposed to be rock hard right now.
Yeah.
It was pretty good. It needed some work. The art style it wasn't huge on, but the character is going through some reform right now. He's trying to stop doing as much murder, you know? There's a lot of conflict going on. He's I believe, the main protagonist of a story that's coming up called Arkham City. Not in no relation to the game Arkham City. There's a Nightwing story which caps off the book, which is so freaking good. It's basically Christmas Carol, but Nightwing. That's it. So he's visited by the different Batgirls, which was cool. Used as the framing device for past, present, and future. It's just about Nightwing needing to like communicate with the rest of the Bat family. He's out patrolling on Christmas Christmas Eve while everyone else is at home. This is their first Christmas without Alfred, so they're all a little depressed.
Wait, what story is this? I lost.
Nightwing. It's in...
Oh, Nightwing issue what?
It's not a Nightwing issue. It's a Nightwing story in another book. Oh, it's really good. I'll lend you the
missed
book.
it all.
I'll lend you the book. It's a very quick read. It's the longest story in the book, but it is very good. It's just he's trying to avoid everyone and not... He's trying to avoid everyone and not communicating, and he needs to understand that there's all these... He gets flashbacks to his first Christmas away from Batman when he went to be with the Titans. The best gift Nightwing can give to anyone is his time. So he needs to prioritize his family, and he goes home for Christmas, and they all sit around, and they're having a lot of fun. It was really nice. There's also a Batwing / Jace Fox story, which I did not like. It was not good. On the whole, this book was about the same quality as the previous one. It had way more stories that were a lot shorter, with a wider variety of the Bat family, which I think is a big positive. Instead of, like, the last one was a Red Hood story, a Batman story, and a Grifter story, which is barely Batman adjacent. And then this one had, like, 10 different stories. So this was a better collected edition, even though the stories were up and down in terms of quality. I bought it for $25. I'd say it's worth it on a good sale. If you can't just buy an individual story, which is annoying, so I can't just be like, oh, just buy issue 5.
A good sale is in a deep sale?
No, like
or
a
light
like a
sale?
like a mild, like $5 off.
All
You know, just a little bit cheaper than regular price. My favorite was definitely the Nightwing story by a long shot. Also, they do make jokes about his ass, which is important. If they don't make jokes about his ass and he just has a good ass, it's lame. They need to make jokes about it in universe.
They're also fucking gay with him.
What do you mean?
I have to shit. Let's hurry this up.
Shit my pants. What are we even talking about next week? Let me pull up the damn thing.
I think it's Howling Castle, but I'm not sure.
It might be. So, next week, we will be reviewing Howl's Moving Castle, the 2004 anime, which means we're gonna all hang out and have a good fucking day.
No, we're not.
Viewing
we are.
party?
Viewing party?
Yes.
We're gonna roast Collin the whole time.
We're gonna be in our jammies.
No.
Kind of laying on each other with
No.
pillows in between.
No
And
pillows and no pajamas.
There won't be
Why the
popcorn.
fuck not?
Because I said no.
I'm gonna do that trick where I drill the hole in the bottom of the popcorn bowl and I let Collin eat the popcorn.
Oh my gosh.
With my wait, can I do it with my tongue?
Oh my gosh, guys. A big thank you to our patron, Jeff Lawrence. If you want to support this show financially or emotionally, it helps. You can go to patreon.com/dimecomicbros. We have a bunch of different tiers with different rewards, including stickers, bookmarks. You can get your name dropped. You can get a sketch done by Collin.
No.
Yes. Lots of fun stuff. We may eventually add more, but that's what we have, as well as exclusive clips and segments from all of our different shows, as well as a whole other show, Dime Comic Bros Happy Hour, where mostly it's a mukbang / ASMR session where we usually eat lunch or have a drink or talk about our dating lives or what it's randomness. It's very random. Last week we recapped Jacob and I's most recent concert adventure.
I have my hearing back now.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah,
I don't.
only took a week and a half.
I never had hearing to begin with. I only read lips. And a big shout out to our partners over at Jetpack Comics and Games.
Comics.
Shut up!
You said comics. You say that so often. Jetpack Comics.
No. He usually says patreon.com.
Yes, he always says
That is
I
true.
hear it every week, dude.
Sorry, I have cum brain. Fuck you.
Not surprised.
You have cum brain.
No, I don't.
Yeah, you do.
I'm not gay.
That's not what that means.
Jetpack Comics and Games.
In downtown Rochester, New Hampshire, they have comics and games. There are
Whoa.
collected editions, there are single issues, there are ongoing series, there are old issues, there are Funko Pops, there are stuffed animals, there
Very
are
nice Funko
cool
Pops.
staff members who will give you great recommendations. Just ask.
I want to talk about that real quick.
Oh,
I went in the store the other day and I was like, listen, I read Justice League Dark #1 and they cut issue #4 for no freaking reason. Can I find it in the singles issues in the back room, you think? And they were like, oh yeah, that just came out recently. You can probably find that pretty easily.
Wow.
So I go out back and I'm looking in the boxes. Like 10 minutes later, Kyle comes by and he's like, I looked through the boxes out front. I didn't find it. Did you find it yet? He comes out in the back room and he's flicking through the boxes with me.
oh my gosh.
Wicked cool.
Love him.
Kyle and Rich, both mega chads.
They are mega chads.
It turns out the storyline I was looking for is collected in its own trade. So there's a trade in the middle of the Justice League Dark Volume #1 trade.
That's nice.
Yeah. So that arrives at my house on Tuesday. But Rich found that trade. So super helpful people. I go in there with all my comic book questions.
That's nice.
And I usually come out with answers.
I usually come.
Heard it here first, folks. He doesn't usually come.
Who's got the cummy brain?
Me! I got cum in my brain! Okay.
That's Spencer.
Our next show to review is
I already said it.
She-Hulk
Oh.
Fuck yeah.
in August, I think. So we still have a couple of weeks of
Hulk
3
mommy.
personal talking points. Collin.
Fuck off with that
Hey,
shit.
to be fair, next week we got it banged out. Collin doesn't have to do anything up until next week because we are gonna bang out all 3 seasons of
bang
The
out.
Boys. Collin, shut up about my mom. Feel free to check out our social medias on Twitter and Instagram for updates, memes, and stuff and things. If you want to send us an email with your dick pics or art suggestions or anything of the sort, sponsorships, God forbid, you can reach us at dimecomicbros@gmail.com. Go check out our website at dimecomicbros.com. I'm working on adding stuff to the website. I have some ideas, but I don't have time, so we're working on it.
Oh, shut up.
If you want to be on the show,
No. You have to pay us a shit ton of money.
you can make like you're a comic book artist or writer or influencer. We'll probably believe you and just interview you for the lulz.
That's true.
That is the secret of how to get onto our show.
That's hot.
Yep.
It is very hot.
That's so hot.
I love it.
You know what else is hot?
Your moneymaker.
That's me. You're gay.
Not me.
Yeah. Goodbye. We're leaving now.
Bye.
My
I'm gonna go
balls
take a
are
shit.
warm. Yes, Collin, go take
Lamau.
a shit.
Very peaky.
I'm gonna turn it down a bit.
Turn the knob.
Yeah, you were peeking out hard last week.
Turn the knob.
I turned the knob.
I know.
I am the knob. You couldn't shatter my pelvis if you fucking tried.
I could.
No, you couldn't.
Not with my dick though.
With your ass.
With my asshole.